Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media. I am your host, John. This is the weekly show where we talk everything in the world of physical media. And it was actually a really busy week this week in the world of physical media. We'll start it right out of the gate with Arrow Video, who's already announced their March 2025 movies that are going to be coming to Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray. And the big one, I'm sure for a lot of people, is Deep Blue Sea, the movie where Samuel Jackson gets eaten by a shark. I'm not a really big shark movie person. You guys know how I feel about Jaws, and that's still the best of them. I'm just not somebody who's really into shark movies, but I know a lot of people love Deep Blue Sea just because it's a cheesy 90s kind of summer movie that I'm sure a lot of people can sink their teeth into, pun intended. It's just not my kind of movie. The other one I'm really excited about is Dressed to Kill. That one's going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. I already actually happen to have the Kino Lorber 4K Blu-ray right here, which I just picked up about a month ago, and that just goes to show you that I probably should have waited because I like what Arrow Video is doing with their packaging more than what Kino Lorber did with their packaging. I also haven't checked that 4K Blu-ray out yet for myself. I was planning on actually watching it this week. I might just wait until that Arrow Video 4K Blu-ray comes out in March and, maybe do a comparison video with them. Dressed to Kill is a fantastic Brian De Palma movie. Without Dressed to Kill and that movie having a body double in there, we probably wouldn't have ended up with the movie Body Double, which is one of my favorite Brian De Palma movies. So it's really cool that that's going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray, especially for our friends in the UK. Over here in the United States, we already have them. And now there's a bunch of movies I've actually never heard of. This is from the director of Get Carter, which is a great movie, and that is The Terminal Man. That's just going to be coming to regular old-fashioned Blu-ray. Don't Torture a Duckling is going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. And then coming to Blu-ray, Play It Cool, which apparently this is the first time it's ever been released outside of Japan. I've never heard or seen this movie. I feel like I've actually heard of it. Play It Cool sounds like something I would have heard of, but I'm probably thinking of something else because if this movie's never been released outside of Japan, I've probably never seen it. But that's what Arrow Video has announced for March. Deep Blue Sea and Dressed to Kill are really the two big ones, but what about those other movies? Are you guys interested in them, or is this going to be another slow month for Arrow Video where you'll be able to save a little bit of money? Because we got Cruising coming in February. I can't wait for that, and I'm more than likely going to be grabbing Dressed to Kill on 4K Blu-ray, but more than likely that'll be the only day one release from Arrow Video that I pick up in March. And then there were just so many other movies that were confirmed for 4K Blu-ray, the big one being Re-Animator, celebrating its 40th anniversary, and this is going to be coming from Ignite Films, and it's going to have a really nice collector's edition that right now is starting at $129. There's absolutely no way I'll be grabbing that for that price, even though I love Re-Animator. I thought this would have actually come out from Arrow Video. I have the Arrow Video Blu-ray. I know a lot of people love all the Re-Animator films. I just personally like the original one. I think that one is great, directed by Stuart Gordon. Stuart Gordon had a nice little run there with this, Dolls, and then of course From Beyond, featuring a lot of the same cast. Re-Animator, though, is still his magnum opus, in my opinion, his masterpiece, if you will. It's basically Frankenstein, but, it's got that 80s twist on it, and it really does go for it. It's a fantastic film. Can't wait for that one to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. Just surprised about who it's coming from. Either way, or I'm really glad we're getting it. And one movie I didn't have on my bingo card, and I believe this is coming from Sony, and that's My Girl. This one stars Macaulay Culkin, right at the height of his powers, where he was the ultimate child star. And if you were a kid in the 1990s, and probably a kid from the 1980s, My Girl has one of the saddest scenes in movie history. He can't see without his glasses, and definitely made a generation of kids scared of bumblebees, like myself included. I was petrified of those for a very long time. It wasn't until I was attacked by a bunch of hornets in my backyard. Just didn't realize there was a hornet's nest back there. I was just cleaning up and I ruined their house. And until I was attacked by hornets, even though it hurt like hell, I became a lot less scared of bumblebees. Used to be petrified of them. Not anymore, because they're not fucking hornets. But either way, we're getting My Girl on 4K Blu-ray. That's pretty cool. I'll definitely be grabbing that one. One that's rumored to be coming to 4K is 1995's Outbreak, which is a pretty good movie. I know it stars Morgan Freeman, Dustin Hoffman. And then who was the third one in that? Rene Russo. The three of them star in that movie. I remember I saw this for the first time in, I think, biology class in high school. And even at that time, I thought, this movie doesn't entirely work for me. I wanted a little bit more out of it. But, maybe a 4K Blu-ray is the right time to revisit Outbreak. So that one's going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray as well. And it also looks like we're going to be getting 3 more Clint Eastwood movies on 4K Steelbook. Dawn of the Discs reported on this. It looks like we're going to be getting The Outlaw, Josie Wells, Pale Rider, and then the big one for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, because it's one of Clint Eastwood's best films, Dirty Harry is going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. Dirty Harry is absolutely a day one buy for me. The Outlaw Josie Wells probably is too. Pale Rider's not necessarily one of my favorites. I'll be happy to pick that one up. Anytime we can get more Westerns on 4K Blu-ray, I'm really happy about that. The rumor is, it looks like it's going to be pretty likely because I know they included a card in one of their releases that we'll probably be getting the entire Dollars trilogy on Arrow Video on 4K Blu-ray. Here in the United States, Kino Lorber actually were the ones who did the Dollar trilogy here. And I actually don't have them, surprisingly, and I remember people were kind of mixed on them with how they changed the colors around, and that's kind of why I held off. And if Arrow Video is going to be doing those releases sometime down the line, I'll be more than happy to pick those up on 4K Blu-ray. But either way, are Pale Rider, The Outlaw Josie Wells, and of course the big one, Dirty Harry, coming to 4K Blu-ray sometime in 2025. Those are huge deals, and I just cannot wait for them to all come to 4K Blu-ray, even if I'm not as excited about Pale Rider as compared to The Outlaw Josie Wells, and of course, Dirty Harry. And the last bit of news, and we've talked about this in recent weeks, and that's, the Tarantino movies coming to 4K Blu-ray through Lionsgate Limited for the 4K Steelbooks, and then the standard editions you can buy anywhere. Lionsgate decided to sell their limited editions, beautiful 4K Steelbook editions like Apocalypse Now and that beautiful piece that they already had released in the UK. I don't remember who did it in the UK, but for the conversation, you can get that only through Lionsgate Limited now. And this week, they finally included Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1, and Kill Bill Volume 2. And we also got a new Reservoir Dogs 4K Steelbook, which looks very similar to the old 4K Steelbook that we got, but this time it's in pink. And then I guess a few other changes in there as well. But the big thing about this, and it's something we also talk about here on the channel a lot, is the prices. And these Lionsgate 4K Steelbooks, these beautiful 4K Steelbooks that you have seen with movies like Crank, The Cabin in the Woods, Angel Heart. I have a bunch of them. I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again. They are some of the best 4K Steelbooks you can get out there. They have the slip cover over it. It really does tie into the film itself. So if you're a fan of the film, you'll understand the Steelbook design a little bit more, which I really appreciate. It's there for the fans. It's there for the collectors. But they used to be about $24 if you bought them from Best Buy. And, I always thought that was a steal because they were great packaging, and usually the transfers were done really well. And I thought $24 was a little low. And, when I saw $39.99 for these, $40 to buy these each individually on 4K Steelbook, I was like, oh, that's a real tough pill to swallow, especially when the standard editions are $35, which is still a little high, but those over time, before they come out on January 21st, which isn't a lot of time, they might drop down to, the more normal under $30. But it looks like 4K Blu-rays, the new standard is going to be over $30, and that's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of us collectors because, again, it makes us choose what movies we can get on 4K Blu-ray and which ones we can't. We can't get all of them just because they all cost so much money, and that really does hurt a lot of us because I really wanted these 4K Steelbooks from Lionsgate Limited, but I couldn't justify spending $120, and they had Shop Pay on there, which is something I use a lot, but you couldn't pay in installments, so I was like, all right, I'll go over to the Atomic Movie Store, and I actually ended up getting the 3 standard editions for about $100, and I could pay for it in 4 separate payments over time, which is a lot easier for me, especially with Christmas time coming up. There was just no way I could justify paying that much money around this time right out of pocket. It was not feasibly possible at this moment. So I went over, got the standard editions, and honestly, I like the standard editions a little bit more for Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. Thought they were just going a little bit too far with Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'll admit, though, I absolutely love that Jackie Brown 4K Steelbook, so I would have preferred that. The standard edition does have similar art, but either way, I would have really preferred that Steelbook when it comes to Jackie Brown. But, I didn't get either of them. I just thought it was too much going on in the Kill Bill ones. But still, if I had the money, I would have probably got the Steelbooks over the standard editions. But I'm not disappointed. What's most important is what's inside there. But, I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I would have liked to have all Steelbooks. But sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. But the prices, one thing we actually talked about on the live stream we did over on Frank from Frank's Media and Reviews YouTube channel on Tuesday was we were talking about these Lionsgate Limited releases, and I can't remember if it was Ken from Mid-Level Media or somebody else who had said that it wasn't Lionsgate's choice to have those 4K Steelbooks back in the day from Lionsgate at a lower price, like I was saying, about $24. Actually, Lionsgate, that kind of disappointed them. They felt like it should have been a higher price, and, now that they're cutting out the middleman and selling themselves, that's why they can put it at whatever price they want, and they're assuming that most collectors will probably go out and grab these if they want them. And, for Lionsgate, now they get more of a profit. So even if they don't sell as many, they're selling it at such a high price, and they cut out the middleman so they don't have to, pay delivery fees to like Best Buy, let's say. They could just, sell it right to you, ship it right to you, and they'll make more of a profit. But, of course, this is something that's going to hurt the collectors, and I want to know from you guys. What do you guys think of what the prices of 4K Blu-rays are right now? And what do you guys think of these Lionsgate limited 4K steelbooks for Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 2, and, of course, that new Reservoir Dogs 4K steelbook? Will any of you guys be double dipping on that? Let me know in the comments section below. And guys, that's going to do it here for this week's episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you did, while you guys are down there commenting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We also have channel membership, so if you want to become a friend of the channel, a producer for the channel like Jed Eckert or John Doe Juggalo, you can do that. Or you can even become a channel director like Frank from Frank's Media and Reviews and Mr. Smelly Potato. But if you got no money to throw away, guys, don't worry about it all. We just hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, get out in those streets, tell your friends about us, and then we'll be seeing you around.